need much volume on mine. I really don't. Friends, I want to give glory to God, first of all, for the opportunity to be here. And I am CL Bryant, Senior Fellow with Freedom Works, Washington, D.C. In case you're not familiar with us, Freedom Works is the largest grassroots organization in the nation. We boast 6 million activists on the ground, just like you, throughout our great nation. And our mission, our job, is to build, educate, and mobilize the largest grassroots movement in the country. And we encourage each and every one of you to become a part of our organization. Now, I want to thank my colleague, Cleta Mitchell, for sharing with us here today. And my job is to crisscross this nation. I do it probably once a month, every month, throughout the Fruited Plains, to talk to large and small groups like this in our country, in order to build, in order to educate, in order so that when you leave a place like this, when you leave this gathering, you are mobilized. In other words, you go and you, in fact, let your light shine and set fire to someone else who might be on the fence. Now, my fellow Americans, I want to say this to you in no uncertain terms. When we talk about voter suppression, and we talk about election integrity, and when we talk about what's going on in this country at this very time, I want you to understand that the spirit of America and the spirit of who we are in this country is not embodied in the hallowed halls, as we call them, of Congress in Washington, D.C. No, the spirit of America, my friends, is embodied in the people who are sitting in these seats and seats like these around this nation. Amen. How many of you know that you, the American people, are still in charge of this country? How many of you know that? And also, my friends, I need you to know that I need you to respond. How many of you know that America is still the greatest nation on the face of the planet, the greatest success story the world has ever known? Cleta mentioned something that is in the founding documents of our country. It is called the consent of the governed. That's you. That's why you're still in charge of this country. That's why this nation is the greatest nation the planet has ever known. Is because there was an idea that was given to us by our founders that there could be a place in this world where it didn't matter who your father was. Didn't matter where you came from. It only mattered what you brought to the American table. It only mattered that you understood that you are endowed by your Creator with certain unalienable rights. These are the foundations of our founding documents. And among these, my friends, is the ability to speak, to have your liberty, the First Amendment right, which is, of course, protected by the Second Amendment right. To be able to have life, liberty, and to pursue what makes us happy, and that is to be heard. There is no other place on the planet where your story could be told, and the reason why your story is not able to be told anywhere else, because there is no other place on earth that has the verbal freedom that America has, and our young people are trouncing it. They don't understand what it is, what a great privilege it is to have the vote, and to have that vote sanctified by its integrity. An Eastern Bloc refugee came to me. I was in Bend, Oregon, not too long ago. And he asked me this question, and I want you to think about it. Pete, you may have heard me say this before. He asked me this question: CL, if America goes away, where do people go? Have you ever thought about that? I was on tour with Nigel Farage, who is the founder and the leader of Brexit. Britain leaving the EU. We did 14 cities here in America about 2 months ago, I would think. And I want to thank Brandon and Hartley for being here, two of my colleagues from Freedom Works. We'll be traveling many miles together. Both of them are young. And I'm a young man who's lived a long time. But I travel with Nigel, and he and I are the same age. He's just a couple years younger than me. And Nigel was bringing a message to us Americans that you need to heed. I was asked, why are you going on a Comeback America tour with a Brit? And I said it's because he reminds us of what the rest of the world thinks of us.